Hello everyone, this is Tian, and here's my presentation. My part is something about Chapter 8. Before starting this, I want to apologize first because my English is not very well, so I'm going to read a draft while doing this presentation, just in case my mind go completely blank. Also, I was not very familiar with this presentation tool Sway. I tried a few examples, but finally I decided to make my own structure, and it's quite simple and very basic. And the construction is very simple as well. But the point is about to communicating information. So let's get started. This chapter is mainly talk about how to combine and practice the four principles when designing different types of pieces. And as the title shows, there are some upcoming tricks and useful suggestions for designers from the author. Also, first of all, I would like to review the four principles that the author introduced in previous chapters, because these are essential rules we should follow throughout all kinds of graphic design. So the four principles, the first is proximity, alignment, repetition, and contrast. If there are items in one design page that are related to each other, you should group them together into a closer proximity. This could be realized by doing spacing arrangement and typeface, color, weight, and placement adjustment of each block of grouped items. Secondly, alignment. Well, in my opinion, making a clear alignment is easy to realize. For me, the hard part is to change the dull, plain alignment to an interesting, more attractive one to make the layout has a stronger appeal. The third one is repetition. Consciously repeating some elements could create a consistent look of items, even if they are not exactly the same. Repeated elements could have more variability when applying in different spaces to add visual interest and make the design more appealing for readers. Another way to attract readers their attention is to create contrast. As the author Robin Williams said, don't be a wimp to be bought and be bought to try more possibilities. Okay, here are some examples that you can see maintain the application of the four principles. The first one, they combine the elements have similar characters together to make more clear. And this is a video that I made for my Chinese tea course, Chinese tea ceremony course. And I think I've used a very simple alignment here just to put the title here, and then show the pictures, and here certain alignment to make them like a chain together. Basically like this. So people will know their sequence steps of making tea. That's it. Okay, and these are the three basic alignment type. And this is effective contrast and not as effective contrast. Like the contrast between colors. Also, there are more types of contrast you can use when designing your layout. Okay, here comes to the tricks and tips about designing different kind of pages. The first one is for package or brand. The most important thing about this one, I think, is the principle of repetition. By maintaining the consistency of design style, but making some differences on small details like changing the color combination, Repeat the alignment, the front on or the placement of each element to make sure the design is in series, like a chain producing. Using large font to make a bold design of brand so people will remember. And next time when they see the brand, they could identify it immediately and easily. Next, we come to the design of business cards. The author gave us some tips. First, it's about the format. There are two formats. You can choose horizontal or vertical. Just choose the one that works best for the information you need to put on the card. And the type size. Normally, people just make it too bold. But when you read a business cards, you want to read information that is very clear. So you can make the type make it smaller, like 7 to 9 point, and the consistent image on all pieces. Yeah, this is actually the business card example, and you can see the repeating using this icon, and the information are aligned on the same way, all center aligned. So they maintain the very good consistency. And next step, yeah, I assume that is a very good design. And the next we come talk about letterhead and envelopes. The envelope size normally at 9.5 plus 4.125 inches. And we should remember to create a focal point on the layout. For example, like this one, it put the title of the letter very large and with the contrast of color. So to create the focal point. Also, one element should be dominant on both letterhead and envelopes to make the same thing on the business card too, if there is one attached with the letter. One alignment for the stationery, the author suggested us to do this, to try flush right down the side with lots of line spacing. Also, use smaller elements or lighter color on the second page to make people realize that it's already a second page. And always remember to print extra pages just in case you writing on the halfway and you realize you don't have an extra page. You should try to avoid that kind of situation. Okay, here comes to the flyers. We have made some flyers during the course and I really enjoyed it. I thought I've made a great okay project of my design about the Chinese tea ceremony course again. Here are the tips and principles we should follow when designing flyers. I'm using this flyer. There are still, I think my flyer still have some a lot of aspects that can get improved. For example, the choice of color. But I'm using a subhead and contrast to make a bold, like using different color, the same color here, and similar color at the bottom and the top to make the certain alignment of color, and the contrast of typeface. You can see the title and subtitle are using different typeface. So people maybe want to read about it when they see my flyer. And I use repetition. For example, the typeface on the top and here, they're kind of repeat. Also to make consistency. And here the information about where the course is and the class code, I'm using the same typeface too. But about the time, which is very important, I use different typeface to make a contrast. Yeah, and something about repetition. It aims to bring contrast between headline and the body of text. The author suggests us to use only one alignment, so that's why I keep it central alignment throughout the page. like to maintain a certain harmony. Well, that's pretty much the part of mine. And as a conclusion, I want to say a good design of an attractive page should merge all the principles in a proper use, and there's always a possibility to improve the original work, a better one. And we need to practice these principles as much as possible and always open our designer eyes in daily life to find out and learn from those great page designs. Thank you very much, and I wish you enjoyed this presentation.